Hello and welcome to the United Stand. Manchester United versus Celta Vigo. The battle cry is here. Ander Herrera is demanding more from the United fans at Old Trafford on Thursday night in what will be our biggest game of the season. Are you ready? Because we're ready and we've all got to get up for this. No complacency, none at all. But also, just before I've gone live, if you are watching live, it's been announced by many media outlets that FIFA are to investigate Paul Pogba's transfer to Manchester United. I will come back to that in a few minutes' time because this is the preview for Celta Vigo. But what I would say is, don't panic. Don't panic. If you used to watch Dad's Army, don't panic. There's nothing to worry about from Manchester United's point of view. This is potentially FIFA actually getting their act together. And let's be honest, FIFA have been quite corrupt in relation to World Cups and all sorts of things that have gone on. But this probably needs to be done. It's to do with agents. And £41 million for Mini Raiola to get as part of the Paul Pogba deal is ridiculous on anybody's level. An agent taking football, that much money out of a deal is bloody ridiculous. And they need to sort that out. But I'll be amazed if there's anything wrong from Manchester United. But we will revisit that in a minute. Right, boom. Let's whack straight into this. This is the team that I think Manchester United will pick on Thursday night, or this is the team I think we should pick on Sunday. Drop a like on the video because this has been done by Drawty Devil for us. The graphics just keep getting better and better and better. So De Gea in goal at the back, Daley Blind and Bailly as the centre backs, Darmian on the left back, Valencia on the right back. I think this just about is the centre-backs, the defence we would go with. Now, the midfield three, this is what I would go with. Now, I fully expect Fellaini to play in this game, but this has got to be a win-win for Manchester United. We must win this game, and we must play our team now with the league top four gone. We must start playing the team that is going to cause Ajax the most problems. I said it at the weekend. Ajax and the Dutch press have already started to highlight how they can beat Manchester United with Fellaini in the midfield because he's slow, he can't move the ball very quick, and he's easy to move the ball around. Herrera, Pogba, Mata have been my best midfield three I've seen play for Manchester United all this season. If you think back, it's a long time, but if you think about Leicester when we pummeled them at home, Stoke and Burnley as well, they played really well. We just didn't put the ball in the back of the net for those games. Mata suits Spanish teams. Mata will suit Ajax. In that sort of game, the physicality doesn't need to matter. So, get it? So, I would go Herrera holding the midfield. I was going to say Carrick, but I think Carrick is just a hit and miss at the moment. Fantastic player, but if he has one of those off games, can we afford it? So it's got to be Herrera, it's got to be Pogba, and I would play Mata. There is no sense to play Marouane Fellaini in a midfield three for Manchester United. It is suicidal, it is dangerous, it's like Russian roulette. You spin the wheel, and if your head gets blown off, it's your own problem. I wouldn't do it. I fully expect Mourinho to do. Lingard or Mkhitaryan. Now, every day of the week, I would go Mkhitaryan on the right, but Football legendary moments, we are live, you plonker. Lingard I would go with on the right, because I just think Mkhitaryan's playing really badly at the moment. Martial on the left, I think he's our best left winger, and I think against Arsenal he showed bits of skill that I would put in there, and obviously Rashford up front. So that's the 11 I would go with against Celta Vigo on Thursday night. No Fellaini. No Fellaini, nowhere near it. No Rooney, no Carrick. And to be honest, if Mkhitaryan was playing anywhere near as good as he can do, I wouldn't play Lingard. But we've got to start playing our best team. I've also put De Gea in goal there, which may have caused people a few problems. In fact, if you're joining a bit late, have a quick look at that team. De Gea, Bailly, Blind, Darmian, Valencia, Mata, Herrera, Pogba, Martial, Rashford, Lingard. I would expect that he'll bring Fellaini in for Mata and Romero in for De Gea, and I bet he won't pick Martial either. But we've got to start picking our best side, like I say, and Fellaini is a weakness. I'm sorry, I've said it so many times, he's a weakness against the footballing side. And you know what, there are no excuses if we don't get Champions League football this summer. But if we don't get it because we're playing Fellaini in the midfield, no. Keep him on the bench, and you know what? If Celta Vigo get a goal and we're drawing and we need a goal in the last 10 minutes, put him in the opposition's box because that's where he's good. A lot of people always say to me, what's your problem with Fellaini? I say, look, I don't really rate him as a Manchester United player, but my big problem really is that we don't actually play him where he's half decent, which is in the opposition's box as a number 10. In the centre midfield, he's just an accident waiting to happen. Lingard and Mkhitaryan at the moment, it's hard to choose because I don't think either are playing that well. I just think Lingard gives you a bit more mobility. But we've got to start, I know it's arrogant to say it, but we've got to start looking ahead to the Ajax game because Ajax can play football and we've got to put footballers in that midfield. I think Mata, Herrera and Pogba is a midfield three incomparable to anybody else we can play in our midfield at the moment. Put Lingard on the right. Let's not shove Mata out on the right. Let's put him in the middle as a sort of a number 10 with Pogba more advanced than Herrera. Martial on the left with Rashford for the both of them on the pace. The back four has been doing really well with Blind and Bay and Valencia, and Darmian stepped up, and definitely put De Gea in goal. None of this sentimentality anymore. We saw it in the first half against Arsenal, that shot, that world-class save that De Gea made. Romero can't make that sort of save. He's a good goalkeeper, but what if we're into the last 10 minutes and we're 1-0 up and we need a De Gea save? You've got to play your best team. Look, Mourinho is already getting some stick from Manchester United fans, which I don't agree with, but that's your opinion. The majority are still with him, but he can't afford to keep taking risks. He can't afford to go into that game and get knocked out and then allow those people who want him out to go, you're an idiot, Mourinho. You didn't need to pick Romero. You could have picked De Gea. You didn't need to play Fellaini. It's suicide. He's got to stop making those obsessive, weird selections and go strong. And the reality is, we're 2 games away from a cup we've never won and the Champions League. Pick your strongest team in both. You know, if we get 3 or 4 injuries, whatever, you'll have to play Fellaini, but you don't have to play him. Pick your strongest team, put Mata in the middle, and let's go for it. And I think if we pick that team that I've got there, we pick this team, we win this game, and that team will beat Ajax. So just look at it, stare at it for a few seconds. That team will beat Ajax and it will beat Celta Vigo. The problem is, we won't see that team. We won't. We'll see Fellaini in there and we'll see Romero in there. And for me, call it whatever you want to call it. It's passion. That is a risk, and we can't afford to take risks anymore. So we've got to go for it. Celta Vigo, do I have any concerns about them? Look, I wouldn't go as far as what Ross said on the watch along to call them farmers. I think that was a bit too far. They're a decent footballing side. I didn't realise that Guillem Balaguer liked them, so that makes me want to thrash them. But I was really disappointed with Celta Vigo. I think it is a pub league. I've said it for a long time. I'm going to be generous here and say La Liga, below the top 7, they're just pub teams. They're not very good. And Real Madrid and Barcelona are better than any side in the Premier League. But the Premier League, team for team, is way better than La Liga. It's way more competitive. Celta Vigo, in their biggest game they've ever had, a semi-final of the Europa League, at home, were poor, really, really poor. And when you look at their players, they've got a Man City reject in Guidetti, they've got a Liverpool reject in Aspas. They are a poor team, and we should roller coaster them on Thursday. Really, 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 steamroll them. Even if we do pick Fellaini, we should do that. So I have had a fresh trim. Thanks for that, Jack B. So we should win anyway, and I'm confident that we will win. But the only trouble is, and I can hear the alarm bells now from United fans, that at home against crap we've struggled. But I can't see us losing. We might draw it if we don't turn up, but I can't see us losing. So I'm going to go Manchester United 2-1. And I think we will win comfortably in that. I am going to talk about the Pogba thing in a minute, but there's a couple of things I've got to get through. Massive, massive prize on the watch-along to give away at half-time on Thursday. But I forgot to say it on the watch-along on Sunday against Arsenal. We gave away 2 £25 bonus bets through Bet365. And the winners are, they know who they are anyway, but just to give them that esteem, Collie House and Brian Dash, congratulations, you won the 2 £25 bonus bets. But they're also in the draw for this, as is anybody who signs up in the video description. Second paragraph, sign up with Bet365 on that link and put a bet on Thursday's game, and you will automatically go in the draw to win a signed Sir Bobby Charlton shirt framed. Probably the best prize we've ever given away, and we've given away United shirts in the past. We've given Rooney ones away, Scholes ones away, but Sir Bobby Charlton signed Manchester United shirt. This is a collector's item. Sir Bobby won't be with us forever. Time catches up with us all, and the value of that is going to shoot up. But if you are a Manchester United fan, like the vast majority of us are, what a prize to win. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a help. Go to the link in the video description, sign yourself up, and it will take you to this page, which it should be loading up for me. Yeah, okay, so get yourself signed up there. Once you've signed yourself up, you need to put a bet on. So let's go through England, soccer, and we want to find, okay, where's the Europa League? Here we go, UEFA Europa League. Manchester United versus Celta Vigo. I think if you just fancy getting £5 from a £10 bet, put it on Manchester United to win the game at 1.53. that'll get you in the draw if you just fancy like making a little bit of money. But if you want to be a little bit more adventurous, where was it? I'm going to go goal scorers, and I'm going to go with Marcus Rashford to score at any time at 2.37. That's my tip. 2.37, Marcus Rashford to score at any time. A tenner would win you £23.70. Or if you're fancying something a little bit more, double your money sort of thing, both teams to score 1.95, a tenner will win you 20 quid. So that's my three for you. The safe bet, 1.53, Manchester United to win. The double your money bet, both teams to score, or a little bit more adventurous, Rashford to score at any time. But you'll get the same price on Mkhitaryan and Martial to score at any time, which I don't think there's value in that. But Rashford to score at any time, I think there is. So get yourself signed up. The link is in the video description, and you will go in the draw to win the signed Sir Bobby Charlton shirt. A lot of you have been asking for it for a long time. We will be giving that away on half-time on the watch-along. So, yeah, that's great. Right, okay, let's talk about this Paul Pogba news, because this is breaking. Paul Pogba, he has... what's going on with this bloody live comments? It's getting on my bloody nerves these days. It's really annoying. Anyway, Paul Pogba is to be investigated by FIFA. That is the news. Let's talk about this for a minute or two. This is just broken tonight if you're watching us live. If you're not watching us live, then you've probably read it yourself. But to give you a little bit of background to it, FIFA investigating the transfer of Paul Pogba from Juventus to Manchester United. Now, jokers and bitter rivals would say they're investigating a fraud from Juventus selling as a flop, but that's not the case. Obviously, we know Paul Pogba's a decent player. But this all comes down to the fact that the rumours are that Mini Raiola, Paul Pogba's agent, has received upwards of £40 million from this deal. Now, however you look at it, I think I actually applaud FIFA for actually getting their finger out and doing the right thing, because there's also an element of the Mkhitaryan deal to Manchester United, whereby Raiola, either way, whether he'd left Dortmund and signed for us like Mkhitaryan did, or whether he'd stayed at Dortmund, the deal he'd sorted out meant he was going to get a big payout either way. And I don't think Dortmund really could afford or wanted to pay a big payout to keep a player they already had, so they decided to cash in and got rid of him. That is the rumour. So this deal is going to be scrutinised in relation to the agent fees around it. Now, I'm no expert on this, and I will be reading about it like all of you lot, but I don't think there will be any foul play from Manchester United. Whatever you say about the Glazers and Woodward, these are very effective businessmen. They know the status of Manchester United as one of the biggest clubs in the world, and they know what happens if you get transfers deals wrong. You end up like Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid have had threatened, and Barcelona. You end up with transfer bans, which, you know what, you can deal with a transfer ban when you're in a position of power, but Manchester United, imagine if we got a transfer ban. I mean, it wouldn't be that quick that it would happen this summer anyway, but if we had a transfer ban, say in a year's time, we've still not sorted all our problems out and we get a transfer ban, that is huge issues for Manchester United. So I would be amazed if Manchester United have implemented themselves in any wrongdoing. I would expect it to be all above board, but maybe there is something about irregularities in relation to the fees that agents get. And United need to be careful, because if there are, then there will be issues for United, but I wouldn't expect there to be. I think the bigger picture here is more about the fees that agents are taking from football, because it's wrong. I mean, you look at Mini Raiola. I've never met the bloke. He comes out with opinionated stuff on Twitter like he's some sort of god at times. And to be honest, I do agree with Sir Alex Ferguson's approach to him when Pogba was scooted off to Juventus. That was all down to Raiola, and Ferguson was quite derogatory about him. Now, you could applaud Mourinho and say, look, Mourinho knows how to play the transfer game, and he's played it very well to bring players into the club. But the reality is, if you're not hand in hand with these super agents now, then your club suffers. We did well out of it last year. We took Zlatan, we took Pogba, we took Mkhitaryan from Raiola. But the amount of money he's making, and let's not forget, £41 million. However much you dress it up, and I can see people Adiola saying if we get a ban, we are finished. Look, it's our money that Raiola's getting. That bloke who's never kicked a football in his life, has no idea really about football. He's just a very shrewd businessman who's got himself some very lucrative clients. I think it's wrong that he takes £41 million. Look, there's a lot of money in football. The Glazers own Manchester United. Whether you like them getting the money or not, they own Manchester United. So the money that goes to them is fine. Ed Woodward probably gets good money. He's the chief executive at Manchester United. He does a lot of deals. Mourinho gets a lot of money. He's the manager. The players get a lot of money, whether you think they're crap like Lingard or not. They play for Manchester United. They earn that wage that we, the fans, feed into the club. But people like Minariola getting £41 million to do a deal to get us Paul Pogba, that's not right. And I actually applaud the FIFA if they are going to look at that. And if there is any wrongdoing from Manchester United, which I don't think there will be, then we will have to take it on the chin, because greed, corruption, needs to be stamped out. And if we get exposed for it, then fair enough. But as Nicholas Anderson said, apparently Juventus paid the agent fees. So Juventus have had a checkered past. I'll be amazed if Manchester United are involved in this, and it's not going to be an issue in relation to Paul Pogba's place at Manchester United. And Nicholas makes a very good point that it could well be the issue of Juventus. But I'm not worried about it. I think, to be honest with you, I'm quite happy about it. As long as United have dealt with things correctly, which I suspect they have, then I've got no issue with this. I think it's ridiculous the amount of money agents are taking from deals. I mean, what's Raiola going to do? All he's done is picked up the phone. The club that wants to sign his client picked up the phone to the club that his client's playing for and brokered a deal, which Manchester United have played way over the odds for, and he's took £41 million for it. This is wrong. This is wrong. It is wrong. This is really wrong. I wonder if Zlatan's injury has affected the mentality of the players, says Paul Michael Bales. Oh, Zlatan is a leader among men, and he's been a leader on the pitch for Manchester United this season. So, of course, we will miss that leadership. And, of course, we've seen with Wayne Rooney that leadership over the last 3 years, and over the last 3 games, really, when you think about Swansea and Arsenal, that leadership is lacking from Rooney. But people like Rashford have openly said, I look up to Rooney. And that we're not getting that leadership. I think the leadership this season now is coming from people like Pogba and Herrera. I think they are very important. I think Juan Mata's very important. However Mourinho goes about it, he has got to get Mata, Herrera and Pogba in this side to start on Thursday and against Ajax. And if he does that, I think we'll be fine. So my score prediction is 2-1. My team prediction, for those who have not seen it, is that... No, this is not my team prediction. This is the team that I would pick. I suspect he will put Fellaini in. He may move Mata to the right. I don't think he'll start Martial, and I suspect he won't play De Gea either. If he picks Fellaini and Romero and doesn't pick De Gea and Mata, then that is a huge risk for me. But we'll see what happens. I still think we'll have to win the game. We'll have enough to win the game. Drop a like on the video. That is a fantastic new graphic we've got for the preview by the Draughty Devil. So if you like us doing that, I think it's a really great thing to do, and we will be implementing that more, even though we've only got a handful of games left. Are United looking for a refund for Pogba, says Furian. Lingard is trash whether you like it or not, says TTX Productions. And it's 109th time watching for Hallam. Hate football agents, says Captain AD. Yeah, if you're joining slightly late and you're worried about the FIFA Investigate Paul Pogba headline, that has broken tonight, this Tuesday evening. But I don't think there's anything to worry about for Manchester United at all. This is, I mean, our bitter rivals will jump all over it, but this is about Mini Raiola getting £40 million. And it's the fact that there's been a few footy leaks recently in relation to Pogba's fee. Juventus could get a transfer ban, says Anne Sarah McDonald. They could do. If they've taken the fee. Mark79 says, I'd pay £40 million to Raiola if he gets rid of Fellaini for us. Now, that would be value. Jason McDonough, I think we've covered everything you've just said. MEFC 20 times says FIFA ? They're the frauds. Well, you know, they are, but let's commend them and applaud them for actually looking at an issue in football. They can't be fraudulent forever, and they've got to rectify this the name that's been dragged through the mud. And I applaud, like I said, the fact that they potentially are going to look at these super agents that are basically running football. It benefited us last summer because we got 3 of Raiola's clients. But imagine if we didn't get on with Raiola, we wouldn't be getting those players. So, you know, you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, aren't you, really? And they need to sort it out. Dan says Lingard isn't rubbish. And are United looking for... Yeah, we've done that one before. And yeah, it's interesting about Herrera though. I touched on it at the start. Ander Herrera saying that he wants the crowd to get up for it on Thursday night. A few of you have been contacting me saying, look, you know, Mark, we go to the games and the crowd is just at Old Trafford is abysmal, absolutely abysmal. Whether it's tourists or anything like that, it's really only the Stretford end making noise. I was at the Manchester United versus Chelsea game a few weeks ago, as you know, and I actually thought the atmosphere was fantastic. I mean, I was very close to the Stretford end. But around me and in the whole ground, it was fantastic. But that was a different game. We were playing Chelsea against the odds with a team that wasn't that great. And from minute one, they were up for it. And the crowd were up for it. They responded. We got a goal in each half. And it was a really exciting game to watch. So the crowd were up for it. The people I was sat next to were season ticket holders, and they said it's not been like this all season at all, and certainly not for the last 3. This is one of the best atmospheres there's been. So maybe I was lucky that I went to a good game and the atmosphere was great. But I've seen it with Liverpool. I've watched a couple of games at Anfield this year, and not physically gone to Anfield. I'd never do that. I mean on the telly. And it's been like a morgue. And to be fair, I don't like Liverpool, but normally Anfield is a bit of a cauldron. I don't know whether it's a modern football phenomenon, but I think a lot is to do with the players. Like I say, I saw it in the Chelsea game, and I've seen it in other games at Old Trafford. If the players are up for it, one of the great things Sir Alex Ferguson used to do, especially in Europe, is whether it was Valencia going down the right or the old days of Gary and David Beckham down the right. In the first few minutes, you'd just bombard the flanks and put crosses into the box. And yeah, most of the time we wouldn't score, but there'd be clearances, shots, corners, whatever. It pumps the crowd up from the first few minutes. United have definitely stopped doing that over the last few years. And to a certain extent, under Mourinho, we haven't done it a hell of a lot. We've done it more than we had in the last 3 years. And so the onus is on the players. It's all right, the players and the manager saying, well, we need the crowd up for it. But it's a bit of a cop-out, really. The players and the manager have got to get the crowd up for it. It's very difficult for fans to just sit there for 20 minutes into a game and start going mad for it and getting passionate when they've had nothing to get passionate about because the football's mundane. If you give the fans something to cheer about, the fans will respond. Whether you call them tourists or whatever like that, the fans will respond if the players produce the goods. They've got to get at them. They've got to get at them. And I believe that we will do that on Thursday night. I'm excited. I can't wait. We are in a knife edge. We're in a knife edge even if we get to the final, as we all know. It is a knife edge game. We lose, we're in the Europa League, full stop, isn't it? That's the way it is. But I am very excited about it. I can't wait for it. And I think we will win it. I'm going to go 2-1. Remember, second paragraph of the video description has got your link to sign up with Bet365. Just put a bet on and you go in the draw to win at half-time on the watch-along on Thursday. Signed Sir Bobby Charlton shirt. This is a fantastic prize. You've got to be over 18. Gamble responsibly and all that jazz. And if you're not somebody who has a bet on the football, then obviously I'm not urging you to start doing it. But if you are, this is a great opportunity to win. I think we had about 20 entrants the last time I'd looked. So you've got the odds of winning are very, very good. Get up on that. Remember, please do drop a like on this video in appreciation for the graphic from Drawty. I want to keep that going for the rest of the season and into next season. It's a great idea. We did used to have me stood next to a screen, but I think that is a much, much better idea because you can see it better. And I think that's the way we should be lining up. We've spoke about Pogba. Big game for Manchester United on Thursday night. Really looking forward to it. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Transfer Daily at 7 AM. They're doing really, really well, those shows. I'm really glad that the vast majority have realised that these Transfer Daily shows are not as plucking names out of a hat. These are names that are being mentioned in the media and we are responding to them. We are not saying they're going to happen. It's a Transfer Daily Manchester United news show where we react and discuss what's going on in the media. Some people have struggled with that, but the vast majority of you, I know, are with it. Maybe just tired in the morning, some of them, I don't know. So we'll be back at 7 AM tomorrow with that. Also got a video. I won't be live tomorrow night at 8:30. I'm going out after work to watch, to have a curry, have a few beers, and watch Atletico Madrid versus Real Madrid. Even though it's probably gone, I just want to go and watch it and watch a bit of Ronaldo and Griezmann. So I won't be live at 8:30 tomorrow. However, there is always a show on an evening on the United Stand, and I will be live. They're probably going to be live around 9:30. Watch out for it because it will just be spontaneous. You know what's going to happen. It'll probably be on the phone. For any of you who can remember what I do when I've been out for a drink, that will happen at about 9:30. So keep an eye out for that. But thanks everyone for watching. Whiz through that. We've covered everything we need to do. Thursday, it's on our shoulders. Everybody's got to be up for it. But the players and the manager have got to get us up for it. And for me, don't pick Romero, pick the best goalkeeper in the world. Don't pick Fellaini because he's slow and he can't pass. Pick Mata and we'll get this game won. And start picking that team as the team to go to the final. Mata, Pogba, Herrera, midfield 3 is where it's at, bro. Let's go for it. Thanks everyone for watching. I want to say thanks to everyone for the Skype Goldbridge show. I watched it again myself this morning. What a show that was last night. And they just keep getting better and better and better. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll speak to you all tomorrow morning on the Transfer Show. Good night.